Hello everyone, welcome to Sadurdays, episode 10. For today's episode, we have a story that I've written myself just in the last 24 hours. It's not that good, but it's a start. And it's called Better Off Dead. Now, I must give you the disclaimer. It's made by me, it's a work of fiction, and I wouldn't condone anyone to actually go through with anything like this. And I'll have to warn you, if you've lost someone recently that has taken their life in this unfortunate global situation we're in, or has tried to and failed, or just anyone who's died recently, this might be a little too triggering for you, so this would be your chance to navigate off. I won't take it personally. I mean, this could be too heavy for some people. And, now, because it's written by me, I feel obligated to say that no, I'm not planning to go through with anything like this. Again, fictitious, just, kind of a reflection of a state of mind that may or may not be my own at times, once in a blue moon. And, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I'll not stall any further to get on with the show. Alright. Dateline, April 2nd, 2021. You've seen me everywhere you go, yet you pay me no mind. Lost in my own little world, whatever could I be thinking? Well, if you must know, I'm reflecting on past days' events. Once again, the realities of my mental state continue to impede me as I try to get ahead. I'm always super nice and accommodating, but it's exhausting to put on this mask of the people-pleasing worker whom few could hate. It would probably be easier if you hated me, because I won't be alive forever. I know what you're probably thinking, so? Isn't that all of us at some point? To say this is to miss the point. My identity has always revolved around making others happy no matter the cost. When the cost becomes too great to bear, I grow resentful. This is the trap of the people-pleaser. Sure, people think one can change this about themselves, and maybe they can, but for me it's not so simple. It is for this reason I write this today. Today I've had enough and cannot take it anymore. I'm finally ready to pass on to the afterlife, but before I do, I must make sure everyone hates me, so when I do finally pass, it'll bring the world great happiness. Though it'll sting at first, it'll hurt less when I'm gone if no one misses me. Dateline, April 4th, 2021. Things didn't work out as expected. I went out and began shouting hateful things in hopes someone would end me. They didn't. They didn't even pay me any mind. What's a guy gotta do to get himself killed these days? No matter, seems I'll need more drastic measures. Dateline, April 6th, 2021. I'm in a mental hospital now, and someone I've never met visits me frequently. Her name is Rachel, and she said she saved me from drowning in the Pacific Ocean. What a fool. Does she have any idea what a defect of society I am? No matter, once I'm out of this dreadful establishment, I'll do one thing no one can stop me from doing. I'll fake my way through the psych evaluations as I have in my previous years. They'll never see it coming. Dateline, May 6th, 2021. I'm finally free of that dreadful establishment. The doc says I have to take antidepressants daily and avoid alcohol on said drugs. Fools, I'll take the medications alright, but not as directed. Rachel begged for my address so she could ensure I'm okay and happy from here on out. I complied, if only to shut her up. Does she have any idea what I'm planning? Did I fail to make my intentions vague on leaving this place? Or has she taken a liking to me but until now never seen me? She must have read my previous log. I swear I'm so dumb about where I leave these things. Nevertheless, I find it somewhat amusing anyone actually cares or pretends to convincingly. I'm not sure, but every piece of me wants to leave this world. But what if she shows up again? Was her being there in the dead of night and seeing me coincidence, or are guardian angels real? No, the drugs they had me under is making me delusional. Dateline, May 7th, 2021. If you're reading this, I failed again, and you guessed it. Rachel broke in and I'm in the ER. How is she there? I swore I locked all my doors and windows, and she couldn't have a key. It doesn't make any sense. No, she has to be supernatural. Either that or I'm trapped in an endless nightmare, or perhaps purgatory. This world, it isn't real. None of it is, or is none of what I'm doing real? I cannot say. but I heard that when you die, you repeat the same sequence of events until you're put to rest. If that is the case, and I did actually succeed in dying, and I just think I failed because I'm reliving all my attempts to die until finally I succeeded? If this is the case, which one worked? Suppose I'll find out sooner or later. Or what if I'm in Groundhog Day and nothing I do is of any consequence as I keep waking up back where I was? Ugh, this is too much to think about right now. Dateline, May 10th, 2021. So I've determined a few things to be for certain, because I presumably tried to end it all again. I'm to have a 24-hour home care nurse on release here to make sure I don't succeed. And who else will it be? Rachel. Perhaps this is why she was out that night. She was looking for people like me trying to end it all so she could have clients to help. No, that's way too convenient of an excuse. She must have been out for air like me. I've been instructed to stay away from my workplace since they determined a minuscule wage toppled with the stress of dealing with customers day in and day out is what was to blame for my state of mind. I don't know what they're going to do. We were short people to handle things, and I don't rightly want to show my face around there since they've surely known about what I tried to do, and are trying to find any reason other than my suicide attempts to try to fire me without wrongful termination suit. Good luck with that. Not that I particularly care, since my career, if I could call it that, was going nowhere. 3 years there and not even a bloody shift leader or something more than a level 1 employee. Dateline, May 13th, 2021. Since Rachel won't leave my home even when her shifts should be over, I've not had the opportunity to try anything destructive, and she's administered my medication as needed. In truth, I feel kinda good, though I've gotten fat and my breasts have distended. Rather than sit here and stare at a wall, I figured until they shut off electricity, perhaps it's time to learn some skills I'd put off because of my seemingly endless work schedule. Dateline, May 14th, 2021. Just found out someone I used to work with died of a heart attack. Bummer. Didn't really like working with the guy, but I didn't wish him dead, or at least I hope I didn't, either way. I don't think he deserved it now. Though I've only just begun learning some new skills, it looks like I'm well on my way to earning a new certificate, and now I'm bombarded with phone calls by what have to be 10 different tech companies that want me to start a career with them. I've scheduled interviews accordingly, but I feel strange. Not like I want to die, but over the past few days something was hurting within the stomach, and it isn't the drugs I took. At least I don't think it was, since I had been fine a few days ago. I just don't know. May 15th, 2021. The only words that could be made out were, I'm free, I'm finally free. The rest is blood splattered and a body lays next to it, presumably the one who wrote it. Blood coated the carpet near the logbook, and from best anyone could tell, they threw up blood and died hours later. No one seems to know what became of him, and this Rachel he writes about does not exist in any company records. However, he was in a mental institution a few times in the last few months, according to people who knew him. An autopsy will be performed and his burial scheduled promptly thereafter. This is how our story ends. And yeah, for a first draft, that's a decent, short story potential. I may flesh it out at a later time in a slightly different way, perhaps in a canonical work, but that's for better for worse, The concept I'm thinking of implementing at some point. With that being the case, I think we have time for one more thing. So, with that, I am going to do something highly unusual. I'd said in the last episode that to doing another sad video in the next episode or so. A sad react. So, with that being the case, I will commence to doing just that. It's called A Dog's Family.
Woof, 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 woof.
kind of book that, or whatever project this guy was going to use this for. This is part of one of his projects, but I'd like to see built into this. What is this one? Is he targeting? Going in for the swing. Yep, and it missed.
Just like a dream to me, do you seem like a dream of the long, long ago?
That was sad. Very. I apologize for anyone who may have been triggered by that. Tony, you write you do some of the best sad animations I've seen. One day I'm gonna have to do The Life of Death. I'll definitely save that to my watch later for that, by Marcia Otherston. Yeah, I'm definitely saving that one for later. Well, anyway, this has been our show today. Thank you for tuning in, and have a wonderful day, and yeah, let's look forward to the Monster Mondays coming up. It'll be fun. Until then, bye bye.